Hello, it's Dr. Sarah, and today I'm going to give you 5 tips about self-isolating. Now, why do I have any experience whatsoever of self-isolation? The reason is that 16 years ago I had a brain injury, and as a result of that, I was unable to leave the house at all. If I left the house, I became extremely disorientated, and I didn't know even what country I was in. And I was advised by the doctors not to leave the house. So people brought me shopping, and everything that I did had to be inside. Add to that, I was unable to watch the television, read a book, because I could no longer read English or Spanish or French, the other languages that I used. I had lost my literacy. For a writer, that was extremely disappointing and a great loss. I had trouble doing some very basic things. So as someone who lives in the UK, unable to make a cup of tea is quite a devastating thing in itself. I struggled to make tea. I struggled to work out which leg to put on the floor to get out of bed actually every day. And little by little, those things did improve. But for a long time, I was very isolated. I was homebound because I had to be. And there are 5 things that I can recommend to you that will definitely help you. And I would hope that most of you have some form of media interaction. And so you will have more available to you than I did, which is a great thing to be able to read or connect with social media. If it's for useful things like courses and meditation or doing some online exercises for feeding your fear about the virus, not so useful. For getting information that helps you to protect yourself and your families, very useful. So we need to be careful and self-monitoring, and that was something that I learned to do and I was taught to do by the wonderful doctors and nurses and neurologists that helped me in the NHS. So my deep thanks to the health service in the UK for the support that I had at that time. So the 5 things: routine, meditation, mini project, exercise, reflection. So let's start with routine. If you're used to getting up, going to work, and having routine imposed upon you, you may all of a sudden feel quite disorientated and at a loss because you've not got that. It's also a great distraction, and it gives a human being a sense of purpose in a day. So let's create some routine. The first thing that I would do in the morning is that I would meditate. Now, I was lucky. I'd been taught from the age of self-taught as a child to meditate, and then from the age of 19 I had some amazing teachers, but I meditated from the age of 15. So I used those tools that I had, and I would suggest if anyone wants the basics of meditation, there are some videos on my YouTube page, Dr. Sarah Walton, or you can go to sarahsoulwriting.co and there's some videos there as well that are guided meditations, or you can download an app onto your phone like Headspace or Calm, and there's some fantastic meditations there too. Essentially, in its essence, meditation is a focus on one thing, and the most useful thing to do is to focus on your breath. The purpose is to switch off from your thoughts, which then turn into fears and take us away from a sense of calm. So the purpose is to create a sense of stillness and calm, and anything that you do that can create that in your world is a form of meditation. So do that thing. For some people, it might be running. So if you can go out for a run, that's great. So meditate. The next thing is create a mini project. So I couldn't do very much, and I couldn't write anymore, which was my passion. So the thing that I did was that I started to paint. I got hold of some paints someone gave me, and I loved painting at school. And so I rekindled that love of painting in that time that I was homebound and I couldn't write and I couldn't do anything particularly figurative. but I could just splash some paint on a page, and it gave me a sense of achievement and self-satisfaction that I had a product, I created something that's very important for humans. If you have a garden, here I am enjoying the sunshine, because in the northern hemisphere now we have the spring. So get out into your garden, maybe create that vegetable patch if you're lucky enough to have a garden. Otherwise, you might want to do some spring cleaning inside, or create a space where you can meditate, or create a space where you can be creative. Spend some time getting creative with your kids if you have children, or your spouse, or if you are alone, completely isolated as I was, then you might want to just go inside and see what it is that you would love to do. I haven't met a single person, and I run creativity workshops, that doesn't have some passion for creativity inside them, whether it's learning to play the violin. Remember, you don't have to be any good at it. The point is you just do it and you enjoy it. Or drawing, writing, anything at all. You might want to start doing a journal. You could start training in something. So there's a lot of online courses that you can sign up for. Or you could do some of the things that you've been putting off for quite a long time, like it might be mending things or cleaning things, or it could be putting your accounts in order, or doing some administration. Anything that you can build in regular routine into your day, and that you have a sense of achievement afterwards. The next thing is exercise. Somewhere in your day that's right for you, build in some exercise time, even if it's just half an hour, even if it's just simple stretching, because that was the only thing I could do. I used to do a lot of yoga, and all of a sudden I had zero balance because of my accident, and I found that just simple stretching exercises, laying down, were enough, and I put aside about 20 minutes a day to do that. So whether for you it's going for a run in the park, or a walk around the block, or just a walk around your garden, getting out and doing some stretching exercises outside is a great thing to do. And the fifth one is reflection. And most people do this at the end of the day. The reason that I built this into my routine is because I was advised to do it by the head injury specialist nurses. They came round and explained the 5 questions I had to ask myself at the end of the day, and those questions were scoring on 1 to 5. For example, my pain levels, my fear levels, my confidence levels, and my achievement levels. So to begin with, it was just managing to make a cup of tea successfully, for example. But I could see that incrementally over the days, weeks, and yes, years, because brain injury takes a long time to recover from, I could see that I was improving little by little. And that's really important. And so if you reflect at the end of the day, what have I achieved? Well done. Pat yourself on the back for having achieved what you have done. And then looking at where you could have done things slightly better, you could have made some improvements, so that the next day you can adjust your behavior or your routine so that you get more out of your day, and the people who are in your household get more out of their days too. And so those are 5 things: routine, meditation, mini project, whatever it is for you, and make it something that you enjoy. And for you, that might be getting your accounts in order, but for someone else, that might be doing a painting. Exercise, number 4, and 5, reflection. And most importantly of all, be kind to yourself, because this is a time of fear. I had a lot of fear when I had my brain injury. Is my brain ever going to work again? Will I be normal again? Not that maybe I was that normal in the first place, but will I be able to go out? Will I be able to socialize? Will I be able to look at a computer screen again? I can do all of those things again now. But it took a lot of positivity, a lot of internal strength. And meditation and routine and getting in contact with our creative selves and self-reflection are all things that, and exercise are all things that help us to reconnect with our internal resources and strength. And I can assure you, each and every one of you, you are creative. All humans are creative. You are resourceful and you are strong. We humans are built to heal, and we have huge resilience, and we're all able to adjust to very, very difficult circumstances. And I have complete trust that we can all get through this. Thank you, and good luck to everyone. And if you want to drop me an email or have a look at my website, it's sarahsoulwriting@gmail.com and soulwriting.co. Thanks.